Sheminí, the silence that sustains. How many times have you felt the weight of the life tearing through your soul, and with a heart tightened by pain, you have looked up the sky waiting for an answer to why this was happening to you? That search for meaning is the very essence of our humanity, and it's precisely where this week's Torah portion takes us by the hand. The name of this portion, Sheminí, literally means eighth. The Torah places us on the eighth day following the inauguration of the tabernacle, a moment that in the teachings of Chabad and the Maharal of Prague represents that which stands above nature. The number 7 is the cycle of the world. 7 days of creation, 7 days of the week, 7 days of mourning during Shiva. 7 is the logic that life is born, grows, and tragically fades away. But 8 is the breakthrough of the infinite to the finite. It is the day when, after human preparation, God's presence finally chooses to dwell among us. The hidden message is that even though pain occurs within the 7, within time and nature, true comfort can only come from the 8. When a person is shattered, the logic of the natural world isn't enough. They need to know there is a dimension where the soul remains whole, where the bond is never broken, and where a force exists that sustains what feels unsustainable to us. On this 8th day of peak spiritual elevation, the unthinkable happens, the death of Nadav and Avihu. They died from an infinite desire to merge with light, forgetting that the soul must dwell within a body. Their death was an ecstasy of no return, and here is where the Torah gives us its most powerful lesson in humanity. Immediately after the heavenly fire consumes Aaron's sons, God does not deliver a funeral oration. He delivers the laws of kashrut. It might seem a total disconnect, but it's the Creator's deepest act of love. When suffering strikes, the world becomes absolute chaos. We lose our way, our routines, and our sense of reality. Pain blurs our identity and leaves us in a disorder where we don't know where to look. In the middle of that emotional shipwreck, kashrut appears as the first pattern of order. God is telling us, I know you feel like a wandering spirit with no ground beneath you, but I need you here on earth, taking care of the most basic parts of your existence. Kashrut is the map that gives us back control over our own lives when we feel everything else has been stripped away. It is the compass that marks a path through the fog of chaos. By telling us what we can and cannot consume, the Torah forces us to pause, to discern, and to place a sacred boundary between ourselves and the disorder outside. It is the command to rebuild your own temple, your body, bite by bite, even when the inner temple is in mourning. The split hoof is the symbol of this daily struggle. An animal with a split hoof has its weight supported on the ground but divided, which gives it stability on difficult terrain. This is the human being in crisis. We are split. One half tries to walk through the daily routine while the other looks upward, searching for an answer. That division is not a flaw. It is what makes us pure and capable of moving across the steep terrain of suffering. Chewing the cud, on the other hand, is the patience needed to process life. We cannot swallow tragedies all at once because they would drown us. We must chew them, processing them over and over within the time of the 7, until the clarity of the 8 allows us to integrate them. Kashrut cries out to us that even in the epicenter of disaster, we have the power to decide what we let into our inner world. It is a pattern that rescues us from disorder, reminding us that we are the guardians of our own holiness and that the 8th day is arriving like the dawn that will break the night of your suffering. Shabbat Shalom u'mevorach.